Hello,
Hi,
I'm Fatima,
and I'm Ash.
and we are
Fatash.
Fatash. I went like this too soon, but that's because I'm always doing like this. Like, don't throw
Don't
things at my
touch me.
face. Don't touch
Don't touch
me.
me.
Just, just,
Oh,
just get back. Get back.
it's been like what, 3 weeks?
Has it? It's been a while. It's been a short while. It's been long enough for me to finish. Let's
Three
see.
seasons.
No, because I discussed season one, season
Yep.
two,
Mm-hmm.
then the first half of season three. Then we didn't meet, and then I finished season three, and then we didn't meet again. And I
You're
got
part way into season 4.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So hold on. I'm doing a show. Gosh. I keep telling my
Oh,
family I do a show at 5, but I don't know
are
if
they
they.
there with you?
No, actually, I just got back from brunch with them. My
Hmm.
little brother is in town because he turned 18. So we
Ooh.
celebrated his birthday here, real low key. But yeah, he's got a flight tonight, so he's back with my aunt. She's
Aw,
gonna drop him off.
cute, cute.
They grew up so fast. I don't know how to feel about all of my siblings being adults now.
Hmm.
At least they don't have kids. I mean, Jasmine has a kid, but I mean, they could have all had kids by now, making me feel even not worse, but just having to confront the fact that my siblings are sexually active is already a thing. But
Are they all
seeing,
taller than you?
yes, they're all taller than me.
So are you feeling like Levi in season four when everybody
Every look, that scene with Levi when he's just being just towered over by even Connie, and he's just like, yo, what the fuck? Like everybody else is like, what are they like? Early 20s, maybe they're like maybe 19,
he
maybe
referred to
21.
Aaron as a teenager, and I said, "Teenager where? This is a grown man."
He probably 19. He's like on the edge.
That's what Trevor said. Trevor said, "Well, it's like, well, he's probably like 19." And I was like, he's looking like a man
Nine,
now.
19 going on 40. Like Aaron, he's just looking more and more dead in the eyes as the season goes on.
Yeah, but he's he hasn't really changed. He's just been doing what he said he was going to do from the
Yeah.
beginning.
He has kept the same energy. He said what he said in season 1
Mhm.
and he's keeping to it. He's just moving differently.
No, he's just moving right along. It seemed like from the very beginning, the answer to his every question was genocide. Like,
Yeah. All of something was going to be eradicated. I don't.
and like the more information he got for other people, it changed their perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Like for Levi, when he found out that the Titans are people, he was like horrified. I was like, they're not even going to show us like Aaron getting that information because he's not going to give a fuck. He's gonna.
He, oh, that's crazy. I still gotta kill you. Like at the end of the day, he's gonna protect his and his own. That's his main concern. And his own are pretty much just Mikasa and Armin.
Well,
The other folks, he likes them, but Mikasa and Armin are his day one. So as long as they're good, that's his main concern. And even then, he I feel like he'd be willing to sacrifice some things when it comes to those two. Like he's trying to protect them, but he might need to try to protect them from themselves kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm still wondering what they're going to do about Chekhov's Annie, because
Check off Sandy. She chilling. She's been sleeping for like what? It's been 5 years.
yeah, but every now and then they remind us that she's there, and it's just kind of like I didn't forget about her.
I mean, Armin surely hasn't.
Oh yes, Armin is still talking to her.
I think, and what I don't know if this was also in the show, but fans also speculated that part of his need to still talk to her is grounded in Bertolt and the
Yeah,
affection Bertolt had for Annie. And that's
mm-hmm.
kind of transitioning to Armin having like residual feelings for her.
Residual feelings, which are somebody else's. It freaks me out. Like I don't ever want somebody else's memories dropped into my head. They did that
Yeah.
on. I have enough of my own intrusive thoughts
Yeah.
to not ever want to deal with someone else's.
Let alone affection for somebody else who
Mm.
you yourself might not have even cared for. So now you're feeling conflicted. You're like, why do I now care for this person? And that's not to say that Armin might not have had, well, I can't even call
Armin
it.
was the one who busted her.
Yeah, like I was like, what he had for her was not necessarily affection, not even admiration. I think he cared enough. Like this was a comrade, and at least she didn't kill me in the chances that she had to. So I appreciate that. I think that's probably the best word to describe how Armin originally felt was
Mm.
appreciative that she did not take him out when she did and could have. There's like a little level of respect from Annie when it comes to Armin and
Mm,
fear on Armin's part for
I don't
Annie.
know because but it'll be interesting to see what happens when she wakes up because I think she's going to wake up, come out, like something will happen with Annie. Um,
Mm,
but like Annie, like when they're showing her in flashbacks and stuff, it
mm-hmm.
seems very apparent that Annie was just like looking out for number one.
Yep.
Um, like she said she would.
Yep.
Like,
Again, just like Aaron, since day one, I said what I was on.
yeah, her plan was to become an MP, get to the interior, and stay there. Just chill the fuck out, be a regular girl.
Mm-hmm. Like she in general, whether it was her goal when she was in the scouts or her original goals with the other country, it's been I'm trying to live a peaceful life. I'm trying to do what I need to do so
Mhm.
I can just chill.
Yeah.
So for being in the scouts, that translated to, oh, I'm gonna just be an MP. I'm not trying to be a scout. I'm not trying to be out here. I'm trying to chill on the
And she tried
interior.
to tell everybody else, like, you want to be a scout? That's dumb.
That's dumb. Y'all crazy. And then when it comes to what she was doing in her own country, it was like complete this mission, get home, and then me and my dad can chill. Like,
Yep.
and so that's why it was probably easier for her to maintain her cover than it was for like Rainer,
Mm.
because Rainer wanted like essentially honor and respect.
Yeah, he was a true believer, just like Gabby is. Like,
Yeah, I mean they're from the same family, so
right. I could see like that's his cousin or somebody,
yeah,
but
the mentality in that family has very much been let's push forth our kids to try to get respect and
hmm
better our lives, because like
honorary Marlians. Oof, that
that
term sent
man,
me. Oh,
that's like honorary Aryan. Like what
oh
does
well, well, you gotta admit, like in minority groups, like there is this notion that you can like achieve your way
hmm with the
to acceptance.
approval of your oppressors?
Hmm
hmm And I feel like that's for Rainer. It's even more of a thing for him, seeing as he is part Marlian.
Rainer is having a full-blown dissociative.
Oh yeah. Once he got to Paradise and saw one of his teammates die, his personality split.
Yeah.
And I feel like it split a third time when he got to the scouts.
Even like at this point in the story, even his armor is looking raggedy. Like
He going through it, man. He
when he could hear Gabby screaming for him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I wish you'd shut up. I just want to die."
right. He's like, just let me die. I just want to die. I've had so he has come face to face with death so many times that at one point he's ready to just do it himself. He's like, I need to take initiative in my life, and that might just be in taking my own life because I'm tired. I'm tired. I've seen so many people die. I've been essentially moving for the sake of my family. Like, nothing he's done has really felt like something he has wanted to do.
Mm,
It's been
yeah.
what his family expects of him. Because he's not, I mean, physically he's built to be a soldier, but mentally he is not. Mentally he is not about that life like his cousin Gabby is. Like, Gabby is like, I will go out into the battlefield butt naked with bombs strapped to me if it means I'm gonna get this running point.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's her main personality. That's not having to switch into a personality to get the job done. That's just her after breakfast. So
Oh my God, Gabby.
she's
Oh,
she's definitely a she's a firecracker. To put it lightly, like it's so funny to hear the discourse around Gabby in the community.
okay. So I had come across I forget the name of this YouTuber. I think it's like FD Signifier or something like that.
Yes, I watch him all the
And,
time.
and he, before, like after I watched the first episode of Attack on Titan, it kind of like landed in my YouTube
Suggested,
feed of
yeah.
of of like I believe it was her. He was comparing her to Candace Owens, and I like
Mm-hmm.
watched it for like 2 minutes, and then I didn't want spoilers, so I stopped watching it. But it was way before she had been introduced.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as they got to the introduction of Gabby, I was like, this is like as soon as they got to the introduction of like the Marlians and how they treat the Eldians, like
Mm-hmm.
it's very apparent what they're trying to do there with the wristbands, and then how
Mm-hmm.
Gabby was acting and her like quest to be accepted,
Mm-hmm.
and her quest to get like the get the Titan. I think she wants the
Mm-hmm.
armored one. Is that the one that she wants?
Yeah, she essentially wants to position herself to get the armored Titan because, again, as a Titan, you only have, I think, like 5 years.
I thought it was 13.
Was it 13? It's very slim. I want to say 5. I'm gonna Google it real quick. How long as a Titan live? Okay, it was 13 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So Reiner is at what? Let's say he's had it for maybe 7 years at this point.
I
He
don't
might
know.
be,
They were in Paradis for that mission was a long time.
yeah. And then prior to having that, like,
Yeah.
he would have needed to have the Titan sometime prior to landing on the island just to make sure he knew how to move in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would say that Reiner probably had the Titan for at least half the time of his lifespan being love. And him being as tired as he is, he's probably just like, yo, for real? Just give it to Gabby. Like, just have her eat me. Well, no,
Well,
because
actually, he
he
doesn't
wants to
want Gabby to
he
have it.
doesn't want Gabby to have it. He don't want he don't want her to have to go through what he's gone through, which I feel like that's well, that's not a lot, but I see that mentality with people who have like actually gone through some shit, let alone the military. You know, especially I think it depends to what your mentality was going into something. Right. So like if there was someone who went to the military just so they could get that charger or something, or so they could get, you know, some money or something, and then they actually have to see combat, they'll often come back and be like, it was not worth it. It was not worth it. But if you come from a family of military folk or policemen or what have you, it's kind of ingrained in you of like, this is what I do in my family. This is a point of honor.
Oh man. Okay, so let's try to be a bit more systematic in this. So last time we were talking, I finished half of season 3, and then I got to the end of season 3. Mike, could you roll the trailer for the second half of season 3, please?
If he can hear us. Side note, don't you think Mike kind of looks like FD Signifier?
Ooh.
I've been telling Mike for the longest time, because I share different videos that he does in our other chat, because he talked about hip hop and like wrestling and stuff. I'm like, this is Mike if he didn't go into art and went into like literature and like.
Well, Mike does have a degree in literature too.
What? You ain't tell me that.
Because I think it was a double major in in undergrad. It was African American Studies and literature, I believe. Is that right, Mike? I know you're a double major. I know that.
Well, if he leaned more into that degree than he did his art, he would be FD Signifier and got married, because they're the same age.
Yeah,
so it's like it's like
okay,
looking
so
at
I don't want to be like insulting to anyone, but I haven't seen Mike in a while. Mike, did you gain weight?
No, okay, that's what I'm not saying Mike is like well, FD Signifier is not necessarily heavy set, but he's a dad, so he has a dad bod more so than Mike.
I don't see how like being a dad would make you gain weight.
It happens with families.
I can see how being a mom would make you gain weight.
Dads too.
I don't see.
Dads too. You eating. You helping with the kids.
Why are you eating? There's not a human growing inside.
No, I'm not talking about when they're pregnant. I mean, just after the fact. It's in the chat on Facebook.
Yes, kind of what? You gained weight?
Or yes, kind of has a dad bod. But I mean, just on like
you look like a Signifier.
Like very superficially speaking, they both have locks. They're both dark skinned. They're both intellectual black men. That's where the parallel is for me. Like
double major. Okay, yes.
And so I feel like FD Signifier is just a Loki variant of Mike. You know, because like Mike says himself, he doesn't really like to put himself out there like that. And FD Signifier feels like Mike, but with more effort put in actually being on the forefront of speaking and stuff. Which is not a knock on Mike. Mike, like when we do our other show, Mike likes to, you know, let the show kind of run itself and all that, which is fine. So it's just nice to see like this could be Mike in a few years with different experiences. This could be Mike one day with more of a belly and a family and 2 kids. It's happy weight.
Yes, I've only heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know what happy weight
Perhaps because I've never been happy.
I don't know what that is. Being happy just because somebody's in my life? What? Never heard of it.
That's not true for me. I have been happy, I think, but I've also always been striving. So, like,
I mean, I have happy moments, but like, never to the point where I've looked and I've gained 10 pounds because I've been happy all the time.
Yeah, but I've seen couples gain weight together.
Yep, I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm watching my one friend now to see if her boyfriend's gonna gain weight because he's trying to like gain muscle mass and she's trying to lose weight. But I'm like, that's gonna be hard because you're happy now. Like you're in a fulfilling.
You can lose weight and be happy.
Yeah, but it's gonna be harder when you're with a partner who already accepts you for how you look.
Mike.
Maybe. He's pretty thin, so it's like, and she can cook too. So I'm like, bruh, she can cook and likes to cook and likes to eat.
That could be that could also like help you to. Yeah, muscle gainers are great until you stop working out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like all of those like supplements, like those protein powders and whatnot. I would just stay a little flabby because all that stuff tastes like shit. I do not like it.
You gotta mix it and stuff. I don't have time for it.
It's always got the aftertaste. Also, I'm very lactose intolerant. It gives me a bubble gut.
You could do like oat milk or coconut milk. I don't know.
I don't even really like it. I don't like milk. Okay, I don't.
I like milk. All right, trailer's ready. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
我々は互いに望んでいる。ここで決着をつけようと。塞ぐべきものは2つ、内門と外門。これによって志願しなくを独立させ、中に残った巨人を殲滅する。我々の動きを知れば、敵はエレンを狙ってくるだろうが。いる、近くにベルトルトとライナーが。俺にはできる。いや、俺たちならできる。ライナーやベルトルトら全ての敵を殺しきるまで。ライナー！ウォールバリア奪還作戦は完了しない。なぜなら俺たちは生まれた時からみんな特別で自由だからだ。人類と巨人ども、どちらが生き残り、どちらが死ぬか。
So all of that just reminded me, okay, of what was happening at the end of season 3. Because
I feel like this trailer only showed like, was this not the first half of season 3? That trailer,
right? That was the second half of season 3.
So that's before Armin eats Bertolt.
That's what happens at the end of season 3. That was like that whole battle where they lost like most of the scouts except for 10 because of the monkey titan.
Yep. And one of them that survived, Flocka, keep an eye on him. Oh, sorry, his name is Flock, but I end up calling him Waka Flocka because of his name. A lot of folks make that comparison.
He survived Jean or John.
Yeah, Jean, Flock. Those are the only ones I actually remember from that whole last hurrah.
Yeah, that was so sad, and that was because that was like, what is his name, Commander Irvin?
Yeah,
Commander Irvin's plan to get them out.
It was a distraction. It was literally a suicide mission. It's like, we just need to give them an opening. We're probably not coming back from this.
And then they ended up in the situation where they had one vial of turn somebody into a Titan serum, and they had captured Bertolt, and the plan was to turn somebody, and it was either going to be Armin or Irvin, into a Titan, and have them eat Bertolt to take his gigantic Titan power.
Colossal, yep. And at first, it was like, clearly we're going to give it to Armin. He done, in order to even capture Bertolt, Armin put himself in a very precarious situation and got burnt by the steam.
It was so sad watching him be all burnt up.
Yes. But a relief to know he was alive. It's like, oh God, he's still breathing. We got a Titan he can eat. Great. And then here come Erwin still breathing. We're like, oh no.
Who was that? Was that John or was that Flocka?
It was Flock.
Okay. And Flocka's whole reason for bringing him was like, you made us do this suicide. You hyped us up to do this fucking suicide mission. I want you to suffer.
Right. Nah, nigga, you don't get to get out of this easy. Nah. Relive this horror with me. You gotta go tell everybody their kids are dead because it was your plan. Trying to get out easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought plan for plan. I thought Armin had the better plan. I think Armin was lacking in confidence, but that his strategy doesn't seem to be any lesser than Irvin. And I wanted to see Armin get the Titan.
And Armin's strategy, and it's been a while since I've watched it, but I don't remember if Armin's strategy relied on Erwin's distraction plan or that was separate from Armin's plan, in which Armin's plan did not result in as many casualties.
Right.
So, again, I'm glad they went with Armin being revived. But I feel like both sides had compelling arguments. You know, Erwin is experienced, but Armin also has the potential.
I was looking at, like, for sympathy points, like, Armin wanted to see the sea, and Irvin wanted to see a cellar. I'm like, give it to the kid who wants to see the sea.
He just wants to go to the beach. He just wants a beach episode. This man just wants to go to a basement, bruh. I mean, both of them had life ambitions. You know, both of them had questions they wanted answered.
And even though I knew it was going to be sad, it was so super sad seeing Armin stumbling around as a big Tum Titan.
All of that was just heartbreaking.
And then Bertolt getting eaten. And I know
Bertolt that was horrible because, like, Armin's like a baby, he was like a baby that's picking stuff up and getting used to their mouth just slowly biting into him. Oh, that's rough.
That was rough.
He's still screaming.
They finally did get down into the cellar. Finally.
That fake out though, and they got to the basement and the key didn't work.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! At that point though, Levi's like, "Yo, fuck this! Just kick the door in. Let's go."
Right.
I lost my man's trying to get into this damn basement. Just kick the door in.
Levi.
They're like, "Oh, it doesn't work. Fuck it. I'm using my knee."
So remind me again, what's in those books?
In the books? History, and the book in the drawer was Aaron's dad's personal journal.
Yes. Okay, and here when we got to Grisha's episode of his personal journal, and they talk about how, like, his sister died.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had been, like, she was folding clothes or something. She wasn't really paying attention, but she saw, like, the little kid sister. And she was like, "Oh, that's cute." And then later in the episode, when she was eaten by dogs, she was like, "What? What?"
Oh, what a cute family. Wait, what? They did what to the child?
And at that point, she was like, "What the hell are you watching? I want to watch it."
Oh, they saying fuck them kids in this show? Let me sit down. I tell you, that is one way to make or break a show for somebody. How they treat the brutality of children. For some people, it's like, no. For other people, it's like, if you're gonna go this far with a child, I need to see where else you about to go. This is wild.
I'm typically in that other camp, but because we're talking about the brutality of war, I'm like, okay. But literally, I remember my parents took me to see. I think it was Pet Cemetery 2, where a 3-year-old gets run over by a semi. And at that point, in the movie, I don't remember how old I was. I think I might. It depends on like what year Pet Cemetery came out. I might have been like 9 or 10 or something. But at that point, I screamed when it happened, and the whole theater laughed at me because we were in a theater with black folks. I
screamed too.
I screamed, I cried, and I turned around and I refused to watch the rest of the movie, even though my dad was like, "I paid good money for this."
Did they actually show the kid being hit, or they like cut away? What?
I don't remember if they cut away or whatever, but you hear like you see like the shoe fly off of it. Okay, so if it came out in 1989, I was like 8 or 9.
No, Pet Cemetery 2 came out in 1992.
Oh, 92? Okay, then I was 11 or 12.
I was 1. I didn't know what a movie was.
Good for you. Because this one would have fucked you up.
They did make a remake recently.
The kid get hit by a car, and then the parents buried him in the pet cemetery, and then actually, I don't know if it's Pet Cemetery 1 or Pet Cemetery 2 where the kid gets hit by the car. So I was either 9. I was 8, 9, 11, or 12. Don't remember. Just remember.
Let me see if they have it on YouTube.
Oh,
car
okay.
Scene.
Then they took me to a movie where where a kid got hit by a semi. And then that kid, that zombified kid comes back to life and murders a whole bunch of people. It's all horrifying. I don't know, but all I know about what happens at that point after the kid gets hit by the car is just from seeing glimpses of it like later on, like years and years later. Because in the theater, I just turned around and refused to watch it, no matter what my parents said. I could hear it. It didn't sound great, but
well, I just found it on YouTube, so I can share it. We can relive it together.
Okay, we can do it. I'm ready.
You want to? Okay, hold on. Let me get it loaded up. Because, like I said, they also redid it in 2019. It looks like it's an older kid that gets hit by a semi, so we can like compare what that looks like.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, let me go ahead. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Share screen. The remake was trash. We don't have drops. Trash. All right, 1989. Gage's death.
His name was Gage? Oh.
Yep, his name is Gage. Let me hit that full screen. Is it up? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Let me just go ahead and hit the play then.
Oh, Daddy's flying the kite. Mommy, look! Watch him. There it goes!
That's it, Lois.
Go, Daddy!
Aw, what a cute little kid.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Sheena is.
Are you reliving the moment you were in the movie theater?
Well, I'm now seeing like 8-year-old me did not see a road. So I'm like, why are they even showing me this semi?
You're flying it.
Back to the kite.
You got it. Gage is flying it. You got it?
I'm trying to think, like, how far away were they from the street? They seem like they're far enough away from the street.
And I don't see a street. I just see a kid and a kite. This is fine. I don't even know why you're showing me the semi.
Why did you let the kid start running? That's
because I don't see a street. Maybe he didn't see a street either.
I don't know, man.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's so cute.
Damn.
And they just think it's fine.
How you gonna call your little brother dumb shit? Your parents is like, oh, you.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah, Grandpa's like, goodbye.
Okay, so he went chasing after.
All right, just a minute.
Why?
Yeah, see how come we didn't see it
Don't let him go in the road.
earlier
Yeah,
that
no,
the
no,
road
go
was
on
that
the
close?
road! Run! Oh my Jesus!
Get the baby!
Yeah, I'm also feeling like you should get the baby.
Oh Jesus! And he tripped. No!
And I screamed. And see the shoe? I'm done with this
I
movie
see
now.
too. Well, you can see
I'm
too,
done with
like
this movie now.
how does
I am crying.
but you could also see like as he got hit, there was like the screen like gets covered in blood.
Mhm.
Hold on, there's an ad now. God damn it!
Everybody say new.
Hold on, I gotta refresh it. Look, I was screaming. God damn it, they won't let me avoid this damn ad. Anyway,
Also, like this was like 1989 was before. I think later they had like rules in movie theaters about age limits and stuff. But before that, but like all those came along like after I had grown up a bit because like my mom had taken me to see Gremlins, Nightmare on Elm Street, 1, 2, 3, all of them every year when they came out.
were those R or PG-13? Because I feel
Those
like
were
PG-13
R.
back in the day were like a lot more lenient.
But also, like she would take me even if it was R. Because
I just hate. Okay, so it's like right there. Like, first of all, dude, you were just speeding way too fast. Okay, and then here comes POV, and then okay, no, there was no.
Crunch.
You just hear the sound.
You hear the sound.
Yeah, so you just hear the sounds, and then you see the shoe fly. But
Mom had
like,
taken me to scary movies since I was like 5. But up until then, the only people who died in these movies were like teenagers, which I didn't give a shit. Like a big kid dies, like it's okay.
a big kid dies.
Teenagers, other clearly adults, and also like the teenagers did something wrong. Like you had sex in a horror movie, you're supposed to know better. But
So this was the remake. Now this kid looks big enough to know better to be in the streets like this.
she wasn't a 3-year-old chasing a kite. This is
Like, she looks at least 10. My issue with the first one though is like, why did you turn your back on your child? A 3-year-old, you know good and goddamn well these damn 3-year-olds, like, they are a magnet for danger. I don't know what it is about being a child under the age of 5, but they are constantly drawn to things that will take them out of this motor coil. It's weird. I don't get it. Children are rare. But anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, like what I was saying was typically I'm on the side of like, if a child dies in the movie, fuck this movie.
Oh wait, maybe it was another kid. Hold on, I'm watching this scene. Okay, it was another child in the street. Oh, but he's saved. Okay, and then the trailer
but somebody,
falls off.
no, somebody or something.
Oh, but the
is
other
not
kid.
saved.
Oh.
That the little kid is saved. You accidentally kill a bigger kid.
Well, she shouldn't have been in the damn street.
It was a kitty.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it was in the street. Pick up the kitty, and get out the street.
Yeah.
And then you see the thing coming. You could. I would think you would try to run. Maybe you could clip your legs. Like I've never been in a situation where I'm frozen. I'm frozen in shock and can't move, and my reaction time is fucked.
That's a natural response. Everybody talks about fight or flight, but you do have a third, like, automatic response, which is freeze. And freeze, once you consider that, it makes a whole lot of things like make sense.
At least she's not like demolished.
Oh, like that other kid was?
Yeah, like
by a
she got
semi.
she got knocked off the road and probably broke her neck and getting knocked off into the distance. But that other kid, oh, that kid was a skid mark.
Obliterated. Like,
that kid had their
and I'm supposed to
block
keep watching
knocked
this movie.
off. Block knocked off. That child was decapitated and then smeared across the road. Like, it was not pretty. This was a pretty death, all things considered. She still had her head. There wasn't a whole lot of blood. I don't know. So what happened with the original Pet Cemetery? They put their smashed child, like, there was no body left.
Yeah, well, they did it. They put the smashed body in the pet cemetery, and he came back, and he wreaked havoc.
He came back with no bruises on his face.
No, he looked bad. He looked like, so, like, not only is this child dead, this child is like bloody and very scary looking.
And no amounts of
has the baby voice of being like, oh, hey. Yes, zombie toddlers.
That's even worse than normal toddlers, because toddlers already act like fucking zombies.
All that stumbling, all that wobbly headedness,
and they got really crazy baby strength. Like, you ever try to pull something out of a baby's hand? Yeah, they should not have as much strength as they have, but they do.
They put their all into it.
All 10 pounds, where the majority of the weight is in their forehead. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, all that to say, Attack on Titan also is not afraid to kill children, as we saw in Grisha's flashback of his sister, and like, they couldn't even do anything.
They're not afraid of killing children. They're not afraid of turning children into soldiers. Yeah,
it's a sad world that they live in over there.
Yeah. How about I did like when they got to the sea, like they finally got to the sea and they could see that they were an island or whatever, and Aaron is still himself, so he's like, so all we gotta do is cross the sea and kill everybody.
That's where the rest of the things are that I need to kill. But we kill everybody over there. We good? All right, say less.
I'm like,
but like I said, while his plans have been the same, his demeanor about it has been less gung-ho. Like, it's not screaming at the top of his lungs, I'm going to kill him, da da da. It's like,
he's still very hateful and speechy. But he is now, it's starting to, like, the gravity of it all is all in, like, the cyclical nature of it is also like starting to wear down on him.
Yeah,
but not to the point where it's deterring him from his plans.
Oh no, if anything, it's reinforced his plans. Now that he has seen what he has seen and knows what he knows through the power of the Titan, he's even more steadfast in his belief, in his idea that I need to kill everyone. That is not us. It used to be Titans. It is now extended to the nations outside of these walls. Period.
Yeah. Okay, so end of season 3 was also okay. So end of season 3, we got Armin eats Bertolt is a Titan now.
And he's mad tall. Did he like inherit Bertolt's height? Or did he just finally hit his growth spurt?
I think he just hit his growth spurt because Mikasa is taller too.
Yo, when I first saw him,
and so are Sasha and Connie.
When I
don't even know if we're gonna get to the heartbreak of Sasha dying today because we've only got 15 minutes left.
Did they? Did they cover telling folks back home that Sasha was dead? Because she, like, low key she didn't have a boyfriend, but she did have a dude that seemed to be like checking for her.
Yes. So at the point where I'm at now, Connie told Aaron and everybody he was not happy with the way that Aaron took it because
he kind of laughed.
Aaron laughed, and I was like, I liked Sasha from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her from season 1, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
And yet when she died, the way that she died with her last words, I was sad, but also I laughed. And I was like, so when he gets all mad, like, do you know what he did? He laughed, and I was like, oh yeah, I laughed too.
I would have. It's one of those like sad laughs where it's like that would be Sasha, but also
because her last word was meat.
Though some people argue it could have also been her saying that dude's name. I don't think that's so. Because the guy's name was like Nico.
Yeah, because the guy who first cooked seafood for her.
Yep.
And I was like, oh yeah, I almost forgot about the fact that you're on an island and yet you guys
never had seafood.
And therefore you have never even heard of seafood. He hooked up some lobsters.
Yo, living her best life. And so his name is Nico. And the Japanese term for meat is like Nico something. Like it sounds phonetically it sounds close to his name. So for the Japanese, I can see how it could be interpreted that she was trying to say his name. But I think in sticking to the character that is Sasha, who was on the airship talking about I want to eat meat when we get home.
Right, and she was also
I'm pretty sure she was just like trying to say, damn, I wanted to have some meat, and she died.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other hand too, just I kind of have to applaud Gabby with that shot though. Like, god damn, she ziplined into enemy territory. First of all, the vertigo of being that high up and still managed to line up a shot and get somebody who was wearing body armor.
And it's not like they had that character do that out of nowhere. Like, she's been a badass since they introduced her. Like,
yes, we know that Gabby is darn near an arms expert. Like, you give her any kind of firearm and she knows how to handle it within 1 or 2 shots, if not the first shot.
Yeah,
it's just, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Also, like, as much as I hate depictions of violence towards children,
when beating the shit out of Gabby.
when that one dude was like, that's a kid, he had the chance to take her out, but he kept saying like, I can't, because that's the kid. And I was screaming at the television like, that ain't no regular kid, kill that kid.
Yeah, I get it. I can't say that I wouldn't have hesitated either,
but that was at the same time I was just kind of like, in real life, what I know of me, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Because like it throws you off. It throws you off. It's not like she was in her military gear. It's a child running up towards an adult after all the craziness happening in the city. You know, a child looking for help is going to run up towards an adult, and even though you're not an adult that can help them, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to shoot them on sight either.
Right.
Poor Connie and Sasha, they were sharing like the same brain cell for like the last 6 years. I love them as friends. Like, I never shipped them as a couple. They just felt like
they were friends,
siblings. Like, because I think there was a scene too, I don't know if it was before her getting shot, but they were talking about somebody getting the Titans.
Yes, I did see that.
And they were arguing with each other, talking about, well, you're dumb. He was like, huh? I'm like,
Them calling each other dumb.
Calling each other dumb. What do you mean? It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? So, oh my god. This is why none of y'all are getting the Titan. This right here.
Them calling each other dumb and then kind of like settling on like, yes, we are both dumb.
It's like, look, if it doesn't come to combat, farming, hunting, and eating, y'all can just sit back. Y'all can just sit back.
Okay, so with the last 10 minutes, we are not even going to get into season 4, but I do want a second trailer shown. I want to talk about Attack on Titan Middle School. Because
the junior high little spinoff.
I discovered Attack on Titan Middle School at the point in season 3 where I thought Armin was dead. Like they showed him all burnt up and I thought he was dead. And also
Kentucky Fried Armin.
Attack on Titan Middle School, the first episode, Armin's not in it. So like I was like, so I saw the first episode and I really liked it. Especially because there's like Emir and Krista.
Mm-hmm.
There's Connie and Sasha. There's Bertolt and Rainer. There's all the characters that we love, but they're in a different environment. But Armin wasn't there, and I was like, and I asked Trevor, I was like, is Armin not there? Because Armin's not alive anymore, and he doesn't even get to be alive in this middle school version, and Trevor would not tell me anything. And then we got to the next episode, and he turned into a Titan, and I was like, Trevor, you could have told me.
And ruin the surprise.
Right. But with that being said, Mike, could you please cue up the trailer for Attack on Titan Junior High?
Titans. A Titan took something away from me.
That's impossible!
Something precious.
The wall's 50 meters high! Eric, come on! We've got to get moving!
Help me.
Thomas!
Wait, no, Magyoza!
Not my omelet!
They got fried chicken!
Gotta snap out of
It's
it.
happening
Come on.
again.
Tuna sandwich!
I mean, at least it's just eating their lunch.
Cheese hamburg steak.
Put his life on the line for that?
I will not be bullied! Ah! I will erase every last one of their kind! Don't you get it? We've wandered into one of their classrooms!
I'm sorry, kids. That was the Titans building back there. You guys are supposed to be in this one. Welcome to Attack Junior High School.
Word through the grapevine is there's a secret organization on campus that rebels against the Titans.
Who is that?
Good news, first years. You're all now officially members of the Scouts.
This is our chance! Don't let it slip away!
This is gonna be epic!
Because the Titan stole something precious from him.
That is adorable.
The precious thing they stole was his lunch.
His lunch. Listen, I'd be hot too. I'd be hot too. I'm gonna be hungry all day now.
This middle school has 2 wings, like one for like Aaron and them, and then the other for Titans.
But like, what are they teaching the Titans?
I don't know what the hell they are. The Titans, but I do know that Annie and Bertolt and Reiner are there.
They're on the Titan side?
No.
Oh.
They're with Aaron.
They're on the normal side.
Yes.
Okay. Cause maybe the Titan side would be like the Titan shifter side, but you wouldn't know it's the Titan shifter side until later on.
I discovered this and I was like, Trevor, what the hell is this? And he was like, it's kind of like a little kid's version of Attack on Titan. I said, how can you do that? Because the Titans eat people. And Trevor's like, let's check it out. So it's been very interesting to see like the parallels, like what's the same and what's different. And I'm also like wondering, like, did the Titans still eat people in the middle school version? We've gotten to like episode 3, but we're just like kind of like sprinkling in a couple of those episodes.
I'm a wager that they don't. Like, they're a menace because they're like giant bullies. They just take your lunch money and your lunch.
Well, they take your lunch, but also we've seen them take like just like your groceries.
Again, food. They just bullies. They just taking your food. They're just gonna eat your food. And then for them to be Titan shifters, that's just them being greedy. Like, you have your lunch. You brought your lunch to school and you turned it to a Titan just to steal my lunch on top of that.
Yes. And also, like in the trailer, they have like, it looks like they have ODM gear, and then the ODM gear, and I was like, why do you have ODM gear if you're not trying to kill these Titans? And then the ODM gear like kind of like shifts into like
their backpacks,
pencils, and brooms, and so that they're attacking them not with swords but with like big ass brooms.
They're just cleaning them up.
Knocking them out.
Oh, well,
yeah,
it's definitely a good.
Do all serious animes have like a cutie version?
No, they do not. But it's not uncommon, especially with isekai genres. The whole "I'm in another world" type thing. There's actually a series. I believe it's called Isekai Quartet, where it's a bunch of different isekai characters from different shows in this one show. So it's like a huge crossover. But the style of character design is pretty common. You'll oftentimes see it as like eye catches, like between the first part and the second part of a episode. They'll do something cutesy in the middle, depending on the show, or just as official art. So, like a common one, like the one that I'm most used to, is from Yu Yu Hakusho. Whenever it would transition into the second half, it would show the cast as like mini chibi versions of themselves, just appearing on screen, and like one of the characters falls on another character's head. So cute. But yeah, so this is definitely like the art style definitely puts you in a mellowed out mood. So for Attack on Titan to have this, it's a good palate cleanser if you need it. Sometimes I just want to stay in that mood with Attack on Titan. Like Attack on Titan just puts you in a mood where it's like, I already know I'm not going to be happy. I don't know if I necessarily want to see these characters being goofy, but it's nice to know that it's there if I want to see them in happier times. Because they never really had any like silly, goofy episodes in Attack on Titan.
I don't know, the episode where Connie's whole village turned into Titans and he didn't.
That was not supposed to be funny. That was not supposed to be funny. What? No, ma'am. That was supposed to be funny. Because I was concerned. I'm like, yeah, why is there a giant Titan sitting on Connie's house and Rainer's over
like
here
your mama
gaslighting him, talking about I ain't hear nothing. Nah, that's his whole mama on his house, which that is gonna come back to play later. And whoo, my gosh, the way that gets roped back in it was a very tense scene. It's like you think you know how it's gonna go, and then you start to waver. You're like, wait, maybe it's not. And that's what I like about Attack on Titan. I really can't predict some of the story beats.
Well, they've been lying to, well, everybody's been lied to since the beginning. Like the fact that they thought that their little piece of an island was the world.
But that's not even their fault. That wasn't even their fault. And what upsets me about that is the fact that because they don't know their past, they can't learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really gets on my nerves. Like, I understand the four founders' feelings towards why he set up the island, but then to keep all of the people in ignorance just did not make sense to me.
Yeah, well, like, I have so many questions about the founding Titan, his pacifism, his brainwashing everybody and imprisoning them, the fact that his arrogance thinking that he was going to even be able to make a paradise. I'm very suspicious of anybody who thinks that a utopia exists.
And it's like, what is your definition of utopia?
And
because it's like okay, outside people can attack you, but the people on the inside are going to find a way to find strife amongst themselves.
Yeah,
like there's always going to be a hierarchy. There's always going to be some kind of caste system.
Well, there's always going to be like human conflict. Like,
yeah.
even if you like kind of like balance things out more so that there's less of a hierarchy or people are less affected by a hierarchy, there's like conflict is part of our nature.
On top of that,
that's why I'm very suspicious of anybody who thinks that, oh, I could create a utopia if everyone would just listen to me.
Yeah. And the thing was too, the monarchy ain't even do nothing after a while. It was just a figurehead sitting there, and they were over there on a goddamn farm eating each other for the last 30 years.
I also had, so like at the point where at the story where I am now, they've got this plan to turn Historia into the Monkey Titan. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
And then also they wanted her to breed as many children as possible.
Yes.
And Historia said, yeah, I'm cool with that. And I was like, what?
It's essentially to have a backup. Like, now that Eren has the Titans that he has, they wouldn't be as subjected to the will of the original founders' ideals. So then they'd be able to, like, I guess, pass on the Titan abilities to Historia's kids without worrying about them reverting back to that mentality that kept them so sheltered.
Now that Eren has eaten the Warhammer, in addition to having the Attack Titan, are those Titans going to be like together forever? Like,
no. So again, it would depend. So either someone eats Eren and takes on all the powers that he's accumulated, or he dies and all of the powers disperse randomly.
Okay.
So I think that was part of the reason why they wanted Historia to have kids, in the hopes that because she's of royal blood, her kids would naturally inherit the Titans.
At this point, she also has not taken on the Monkey Titan, and she has found a man that she likes.
That's what they say. We still think her and Eren hooked up.
Huh.
That's what I think. Or hope, anyway. I don't know. Like, because to just find her a random dude to fuck is like, that's boring. Why not have it be Eren? Like, he is so
into the backstory of like why she likes this dude. Apparently, he used to throw rocks at her when she was a kid. He
used to bully her. No, yeah. Let me get knocked up by my abuser. No, I like the idea of Eren just being very proactive in the plans that he's setting forth. It's like, okay, part of my plan involves Historia getting knocked up. I'll do it.
Oh my god, if Emir could see her now, she's probably rolling around in her grave. Like, what the fuck?
They done made her a queen and are breeding her.
Mm-hmm.
They
and
got
she
her
was
in
okay with
hiding.
it. And she's like, yeah, this plan is good.
They got her in hiding. Just pregnant as all get out.
She's back on the farm.
Yeah, it's a wild time right about now with Historia, but I don't
and
know.
that's why we have the chibi version to like
Yeah.
just take a step back, and it's just kind of like it's Emir all over Historia and Historia not knowing what's going on.
Just being her sweet self. Everybody having a crush on her.
With her eyes even bigger.
Everyone but Mikasa. I don't know if Mikasa had like a little crush on her like everybody else did.
No, Mikasa's all about Eren. Eren is
Eren and Armin in that order.
And Armin is in the chibi version. He's always crying. He's always cold. His like
He's always crying. They ain't gotta do my man's like that. Come on. Especially not after his glow up. Like, yo.
he had he's not in the first episode. He's featured heavily in the second episode of the chibi version, where I guess the whole thing is that Levi stole his futon.
That is rude. Come on now. Why would Levi do that to him? Levi's not a bully.
Levi stole his futon to fix it because it had a rip in it, and
okay, that
Levi
sounds
doesn't like things to be like out of order and shit. So
that sounds like Levi. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Levi is very domesticated
and gave it back, but in the interim, Armin thought he was going to die. He was like, "Where's my futon? I'm cold. I'm crying. I'll be sick without it."
Armin was not that sickly of a character, man. Like he was not necessarily as gung-ho to put himself in danger as everybody, but he was right there. He did not hesitate. Like, the only time I would say he would hesitate is when it came to voicing ideas he had. Like, he would, maybe voice it amongst his peers, maybe even Eren and Mikasa, if it was something he felt like he could pull off with just them. But when it came to, like, a grand plan, you had to ask him before he would like reveal what he's thinking. And I think that's fair.
Well, we can discuss more about it next week. For now, we have got to wrap it up. So, yeah, stick with us. I'm going to be talking more about Attack on Titan next week, because by then I'll either be towards the end. I might even be finished.
Finished. You'll be caught up with the rest of us, stuck in this purgatory of wondering when it's going to end, because that finale, you're not ready.
It's all I'm not. I know it. It's all y'all's fault. You, Trevor, the internet, that I am.
No, that's more so Trevor, because he's in your house.
Yes, he is in my house. And every day it's like Attack on Titan. You gonna watch?
Yeah. I can't wait for you to catch up. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Come join me in pain.
Yes. But until next week, I have been Fatima.
And I've been Ash.
And we have been
Fatash. Bye.